Hey guys, this is John, your host on Mgtow is Freedom. Mgtow is men going their own way. One of the things that I've heard it from about the first time I started watching Mgtow videos. It would be a couple years ago, when they were becoming popular and getting some interest. I noticed that young men, men in their late teens, men in their 20s even, were complaining, right? That they couldn't get dates with women, that women were dating older men. You know, it was pissing them off, right? And they're saying, fuck them, fuck these women then. Well, in a way, that's the right thing to think. But you need to understand, those women that you're seeing that are dating older guys, guess what they're doing, right? They're gold digging. Right? Those are gold diggers. They're going after older guys. They're looking for security. They're looking for comfort. And they're taking a shortcut. That isn't to say that, it's not a bad move on the part of the gold diggers. I guess you could say it's a good move on their part, right? For their part, they get money. They get nice cars. They get vacations. They get a big step up in status. And for the guy, he gets a younger woman, right? She looks better, right? She's probably going to tend to respect him more. But I think any man needs to understand that any woman today, especially one that is dating up or monkey branching up to him, if she's significantly younger, he needs to be aware of what he's doing. And I don't think men are. Not the average man, that is. He doesn't realize that he's being suckered as much as he thinks he may be suckering this young girl, right? But so if you see a 25-year-old girl with a man in his 30s, right, you don't even want to be looking at her, right? She's gone if you're younger, if you're in your 20s, right? Her head isn't on the same level. And this whole idea of not all women are like that, right? Those fucking unicorns, right? They're going to keep saying they're out there. All those Nawalts. But you'll see women in their 20s dating men in their 30s and 40s. Women in their 30s dating men in their 50s, right? And their 40s. And women in their 40s, they're going to jump all the way up to late 50s and even 60s. Right? In my life, yeah, my ex, guess what? The guy she's with, a lot older than me. He's in his 50s and she's in her 40s. She monkey branched right up. And at some point, these women, if they get a guy old enough in his 50s and his 60s, he can die of a heart attack. And all they need to do is be on the will or a successor trustee, right? Or be named the executor of the estate. So it's a unique game. And I'd like to talk about the uniqueness of it. See, for the young girl, for the young gold digger, I should say, in her late teens and her early 20s, she's just seeing some superficial stuff. She doesn't see the end of life. She sees the beginning of life. And she sees success. And this is where the trouble comes in with young men, is you guys haven't had a chance yet to be successful and demonstrate it through physical acquisition of goods, that is, house, car, and even status. It's hard to get that in your early 20s, so they're not interested in you. But those women, those young girls, they're looking up to guys in their late 20s maybe, but definitely in their 30s. A friend of mine's sister married a guy who owned a very profitable business. She was 17. And somehow she magically got knocked up. Funny how that works. Right? Is she still married? I have no idea to that guy. Is she happy? I have no fucking clue. Has she screwed him out of everything? I couldn't tell you. I just know, right, that there's a game that's played. So these young women, right, in their early 20s, they'll get hooked up with a guy in his 30s because they want that nicer car. They want that house. And the guy, he's more than happy to be banging a college-age chick again. More than happy. Right? And what guy in his 30s wouldn't? Right? If he's not Mgtow, he's going to be thinking he's scoring, right? And she's thinking, I'm scoring. I got to get this guy to marry me, right? And then she can play the game. She's moved up. She's cheated life by 10, 15 years. She's getting the materialism that she wants. Now, the thing that the guy in his 30s doesn't understand is while she may respect him somewhat, she's still worried about herself. Number one, her security. And that clock will tick. Tick, 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 tick. And at some point, she'll be fucking someone else. And at some point, she'll be thinking divorce, and I'm going to take his shit. Right? And so these guys, these blue pill guys that don't have any idea, who date younger women, they're going to get that. Fucking younger women are dangerous. But not just these late teens and early 20s. Let's talk about women. Women who are 30, they're about to hit that fucking wall if they haven't done it already. Right? Their ass is starting to get a little big, starting to get some wrinkles. Right? The shape ain't there the way it used to be, getting a little blocky. Right? That's what's going on with them. Who are they going to date? Right? They can't get a guy their age. Who the fuck wants them? If they're starting to cougar or puma, and I don't give a fuck about the names, right? I'm trying to keep it real on the idea level, the concept. They can start dating younger guys and getting all the dick they want. And they probably do. But they're also going to be looking up. Who's going to accept me in this position, in this condition? 30, 35-year-old woman. Who wants that? Right? Average woman at that age is falling apart. Starting to fall apart bad. She's going to be looking to a guy in his mid to late 40s. Maybe even early 50s. Depending on how much she needs to jump up. How good she looks. How much money the guy has. All those things are considerations for gold diggers. Remember Anna Nicole Smith. What'd she do? Marry that fucking guy in his late 80s, or was he in his 90s? I can't even remember. Well, he was a fucking billionaire, right? So it was worth it. I'm sure she tried killing that motherfucker with sex. And to be frank, I would too. I'd have just pushed him down the fucking staircase. But that's me. All right. So we're looking at these women in their late 20s, like 29, 28, 30, 31, 33. They're looking for a guy in his mid-40s, right? They haven't gotten married or they're divorced. They've got a couple of kids, right, who are 10 years old. They can get knocked up again if they're real lucky, right? And if they want to start over, right, start a family over with this guy, really tie herself to him that way. That way she can be sure that he can't get away and he feels obligated to her. Because remember, this guy now, even if he's not Mgtow, he's in his 40s. He's got some experience. He's going to be set in his ways somewhat. He's probably divorced. Right? What's that woman going to be looking for? She's going to be looking to tie him up. She's going to want to get hitched. Right? Because she knows she's over the wall. Or tumbling over the top. So she needs to get married. She can't marry a younger guy, anyone her age, right? The guy's going to be a fucking loser if he's going to accept her. She's trash. But an older guy will look down, right, and see a 30-year-old girl and go, hey, she's still in good shape, right? Got a few dents in the fender, but not bad. So there she goes. And what does she got to do? Take care of him, right? For at least a few years. Why? Why take care of him for a few years? Well, she's got to convince him to marry her. Little trickier to get a 45-year-old guy to marry you than it is to get a 30-year-old guy to marry you when you're hot and out of high school. Right? This older guy's, they're a little warier. They've been around the block. So they got to be nicer for a little longer. But they do get them. Now, this guy in his 40s, his mid-40s to his late 40s, maybe even his early 50s, he's starting to make big money, right? He's reached his stride in his success. He should have a big house unless he lost it, right? Possibly he's done paying child support to his first wife. He's probably upper management, business owner. He is a very attractive guy. as far as a gold-digging whore is concerned. You know, she's going to want him. The more money he's got, the harder she will try. At least an intelligent gold-digging whore would try. You know, so that's what happens. So we're looking at, again, 30 to 35-year-old getting on with a 45 to 50-year-old. Oh, yeah. They'll do it in a second. And then you move up to the next stage. Woman who's hit 40 and beyond, right? It is a rare, rare woman that is still hot. Right? You're talking less than 1% of the population out there has a smoking hot body, right, after age 40. But they're there. I've seen them. They walk around, right? They're walking around, or, you know, or maybe, I don't fucking know. I think they're walking around. They're out there, right? I'm going to say maybe they're mega surgically enhanced. But any way you look at them, they're out there. But here's my thing. If you see a smoking hot woman who's age 40 and she's single, there's something fucking cuckoo with her. Cuckoo with Cocoa Puffs. Right? She is fucked in the head. If she divorced a man, there's a reason why. She stole his shit. She took half his wealth. Right? Now that little girl that gets the 30-year-old guy, she gets the Toyota Camry. Right? The girl in her 30s who gets the 45-year-old guy, right? She's got the Lexus. Right? The 40-year-old woman who lands the guy who's 60, what does she get? Right. Whatever the fuck she wants if she does it right. And if she's smoking hot. And she doesn't even have to be smoking hot. She can just look really good. Now, a woman in her 40s is different than a woman who's 30 or a woman who's 20. A woman in her 40s is really experienced at the game. She knows how to manipulate masterfully. And except for Mgtow, she's going to be able to really turn on the charm and convince these older guys that she's worth it. Right? And who's she going to go after if she's 40 to 45? She's going to go after that guy who's 55 to 65, maybe even 70. Right? Now, why would she do that? Ask yourself, why? This guy is still in his money-making prime. Management, business owner, executive. She's going to be hammering him, right? Taking good care of that fucking guy. And he's going to feel like a stud because he's landed him and a younger girl. And he would say, even at my age, man, I'm 65, even at my age. And that fucks with him. It don't matter what your age is. Right? I'm sure I could bang college chicks for a couple $100. I know I could. Right? Anyone could. But the blue pill man, 55, 60, 65, maybe even 70, he's thinking, fuck, this chick's in her 40s. She's nice, she cooks, she takes care of me, she sucks my dick, she does anything I want. Right? So that's how they get the older guys. Now what the woman's thinking, she's playing the game different. Right? She sees that there is an end to life. Unlike the girl in her 20s who thinks she's going to live forever. The girl in her early 30s who goes, whoops, maybe I won't live forever. The girl in her 40s goes, it's going to end soon. I'm pretty fucked. I'm at the end of the fucking game. Right? Can't play the game much longer. Right? They know, and so they need to get an older guy. They need to get locked in. These smart gold diggers in their 40s, they'll get locked in. They're on their second or third marriage idea, concept with this guy. And they know they've got to get it right. So they're going to play the game better. They're going to play nice. And they're also hoping that fucking guy will keel over. Oh, honey, you want another helping of bacon? You can just hear it now. Right? Serving him bacon with every meal. Bacon on his steaks. A bacon IV drip in the hospital if he has a heart attack. You know, this idea that they love men, these gold diggers, is fucking asinine. I've heard enough of that. I've seen too many letters from you guys where the woman says, I never loved you, I was just using you, I just wanted this and that. And whether or not it's sprinkled with horse shit and they're just trying to hurt the man, it's true. It was said to me with a straight fucking face. Straight face. Not a sneer, not a laugh, nothing else. I had an escape plan. That's the bullshit I heard. Right? You've got to understand the game. And as a younger Mgtow, you've got to see these women for what they are. They're on the cock carousel, right? They're hunting for an older guy with money because they want to skip. It gives you an idea of their mentality. They don't want to do the hard work. They want to skip the hard fucking work and move right to payoff. So the 20-year-old girl wants the car, the starter home, a family with an older guy who's set up. She is set up with that guy. The other chick, right, 30-year-old chick, she wants a guy who's older, more money, better taken care of. She's made a few mistakes, been on the cock carousel too long, hitting the wall. She wants off of that. And she's going to get onto this guy. And the chick in her 40s, she's going to go after that old guy, try and kill him with sex, take really good care with him, right? He's got good money, lots of vacations. Kids are all gone, all gone. She'll have them all to herself. By this time in his age, he doesn't go out and hang out with the guys and smoke cigars anyway, right? Playing poker and drinking. Nope, at that age, 60, 65, 70, that guy there, she's got him roped. She can keep him in the corner in the house just beating on him with her feminist bullshit. That's the game that's being played. That is the younger girl, older guy phenom. It's about stuff. It's about security. It's about money, and it's about a payoff. That's what they want. And what are they giving in exchange for it? Some pussy. Right? Some arm candy that hooks onto your arm while you're walking around. And I gotta tell you, I've seen some amazing fucking eye candy on the arms of older men. I've even seen men in their 70s, business execs, with a fucking 20 to 25-year-old girl, college student more than likely, but a well-trained college student who played the fucking part superbly. They're out there. They're doing it. The smarter they are, the better they are at playing this game of getting the older guy. And the smarter they are, trust me guys, the more dangerous they are. I watch stupid little gold diggers all the time. They're practicing. They're practicing. Practice. And I see stupid single moms all the time too, who haven't figured out enough of the game to get an older guy. They just piss everyone off and they just stay single because they're dumb, useless bitches. But the ones we're talking about for the purposes of this video, it is a game that's being played. And at all times, for them, for the gold-digging women, it's about social status climb, materialistic goods, right? Lifestyle improvements, and the golden parachute. They put in 10 years, they get a little bit. They'll get 5 years of alimony. They put in 15, 20 years, they get 10 years of alimony. 10 years of that guy in his fucking prime paying him big money. And if they can convince that guy to knock him up, oh, Delali, right? 18 years of child support. They'll fucking have that guy so tight by his balls, especially if they can get a guy in his 40s or his 50s to do it. Right? They'll fucking ruin him in court. But you know, there's no magic pill for this. There's just the red pill. There's just Mgtow. And it's understanding these women and what they're doing and why they do it. What their goal is, their agenda. Right? So when I have a young woman looking at me, right, fucking teenagers, right, staring you down, you know what they're thinking. You can see it. They got lust in their eye, but it's not for your cock. Well, maybe it is. Right? Maybe they like the muscles. Maybe they like the fucking cool hair. I don't know. But it's really about the money. Right? They want the money. That feel. That fucking sound. That's what they're about. Right? And there's one thing I want to drop back and talk about. Right? The girl who's in her late teens, early 20s, she gets a guy in his 30s, she might fuck around with younger guys again while she's getting this guy to start paying for her lifestyle. But I bet it's the girls in their 30s who are the fucking worst. Right? They haven't learned all the lessons yet. They get a guy in his 40s and they'll be fucking a guy back down in his 20s. They'll be out cougaring it, getting all the dick they can. Once they wrap a guy up in his 40s, right, they're going to realize, yeah, I'm on the wall and it's over, right? And they will get all the dick they can. They are dick fucking hungry in their 30s. I knew that when I was in high school. I remember hearing that a woman hits her sexual prime in her 30s. Bullshit. I don't fucking buy that. You know what I buy? They're about to fucking go off the wall and splat on their face by the time they're 40. So that's why they're so sexually fucking hungry in their 30s. Has nothing to do with much else. Maybe a little bit, but most of it is just getting on the cock carousel and getting all the strange fucking dick up their ass and their snatch they can. They are dirty, filthy whores. These sluts that run around cougaring it up. And by the time this same woman gets to her 40s, she's off the wall, right? She's paddling around in the mud at the bottom of it, right? A pig rolling in shit. She knows that she's on her last fucking legs as a gold digger. And she'd better find a man and wrap him up tight and take as good a care of him as possible. And ride him to the fucking end. Right? And that's what it's about. It is, even if she stays with him till the day he dies, as if she were a good wife, it's about security. It's about being taken care of. I have fucking seen it too many times. I'm not even to that age level yet. I'm not to that fucking group, but it's coming, right? Unless I can turn the fucking clock backwards, guys. Otherwise, yeah, it's coming. So we all need to realize, we all need to look at this as Mgtow and understand, if you're in your 20s, men, this is what you're going to be seeing. Watch for it. Look around. I remember in my early 20s going, why are these girls, my age and younger even, going out with guys in their 40s? Why? I was like, oh man, they get a house and a car, but you know, who wants that? I'm a young strapping guy with a big future. No, fuck, they're after a guy in his fucking 30s and 40s because they already have the shit they want. Right? And I don't know of any guy who's in his 30s or 40s who wouldn't get a rock hard fucking erection and bang the living shit out of a college girl that was his. Oh, you bet that girl's going to use her body. So you got to understand. And when you're in your 30s, men, start seeing women for what they're doing there. They're going to be dating up also, way above you. You're in your 30s, they're in their 30s. You're like, hey, match. Let go of that fucking blue pill thinking. Understand. And the more of these women you see playing this fucking game, the more you realize how few decent women there are. And I think I did that video, or at least I did it in my head, about these fucking women that won't look at you, but they're angry and pissed off. Yeah, I did do that video. These pissed off women. Right? They walk around with a sourpuss on their face. They're in their 30s. That's telling me they're getting ready to dump that fucking guy. They're getting ready for their first divorce. They're getting ready to get on the cock carousel and go do the cougar-rama dance. Start hooking up with young guys while they're fucking their old man and taking his shit. Then they're going to get another guy 10 years, 15 years older than them, and then settle down. Then they'll play the game right. Then they'll become a good wife. But not until they get about 5 miles of cock rammed through them. Right? And take that other first husband, take him for all he's worth because he's not romantic enough. Or he didn't work hard enough. Or he didn't give enough. Or he didn't try enough. Or he let himself go. Or whatever their fucking excuse is for the guy that's probably working 50, 60, 70 hours a week trying to please them. That is the gold digger saga. The gold digger timeline. I think I'll call the video that. Everything is improvised, guys. I get an idea. You know, I put it on a piece of paper, write it down, and go, I'll talk about that. I improvise this shit, and then you guys can tell me, am I right? Am I wrong? Have you seen this? What's your opinion? What's your take? Is it the same for everyone? Black and white? Asian, European? Hindu? Pakistani? Fucking Japanese? I don't know. You guys can tell me. Tell each other what's going on. Right? But I've got to tell you, I appreciate the fact that I get support from around the world. Around the world, guys are sending me information from as far south as Tasmania, as far north as Norway, right, as far east as Pakistan, India, right, and people that are just across the state from me, right. There's Mgtow everywhere, and it's growing. It's growing like crazy because men have fucking had it. And you don't have to go find your uncle, right, and drag him out and stick 2 or 3 beers in his hand and say, hey, get drunk, motherfucker. I need you to tell me the secrets of the world. And then hope he tells you. You can come to YouTube and get the answers by subject, by genre, by age. YouTube is a great place to come and get Mgtow information. So give this video a thumbs up. Give all Mgtow videos, all video producers thumbs up, because everyone that is doing these videos is doing their best to help other men. For once and for all, finally in my life, there's a fucking men's club, if you want to call it that. And it's not an exclusive club. We're not excluding people. It's not even a fucking club. There's no membership. But it's an idea. It's an idea that all men can get behind. And I don't like this idea that if you're not this type of guy and you're not a fucking monk, or you're not that type of Mgtow, then you're not a true Mgtow. Or if you haven't been Mgtow by name since 2004, you're not really Mgtow. Fuck all that. You're Mgtow if you're going your own way. And if you go your own way long enough, you start developing Mgtow vision, man, like the bionic eye that Steve Majors had, right? Lee Majors, shit. $6 Million Man. You start to see it, man. You can just look around and you see all the games that are being played, how men are being destroyed, and you don't have to play that fucking game, right? You can find life's purpose for you without guilt, without shame. Unabashed, good living. That's what Mgtow is about. You make the call. Right? Mgtow is freedom. I have the penis. You do too. Semper Fi, guys.